Good evening and welcome to Bring It to the Table on a Friday night. I pray that you've had a great week and you're looking forward to the weekend to be with family and friends, or maybe just to relax and have some me time. But whatever you decide, I pray that it's all well and it's all good. Let me give you the request line to call in. 310-910-9676, extension 1. Again, 310-910-9676, extension 1. Get to the table with a glass of wine, milk, orange juice, whatever your taste buds calls for. And let's see what's at the table on this Friday night, April Fool's Day. But it's just a blessed day. It's not April Fool's Day. It's a day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice in it, and we should be rejoicing in it because we all woke up this morning. Well, before I go any further, I want to first send a shout out and thanks to Lehman Scott, because I really like the song that he put together, Her Mystical Journey. Again, thank you, Lehman. I love the song. Well, let's talk about, because everybody's talking about it, so I thought I'd talk about it too. Let's talk about what happened on the Oscars. My. That was, to me, a bow wow moment that nobody saw coming. But you know, when you look at someone being angry, or you look at the word angry or anger, it runs deep with all of us from time to time, because we know someone, or we've been in a situation where we've been angry about something, and we just wanted to just tear the roof off. And then there's times that we have seen people do just that. They've have had so much anger built up inside of them. They've been in that deep valley for so long, and one little thing, just say pop goes the weasel, and they're going back to the job, or they're going back someplace, and they're just taking it a little bit too far to where they've really have hurt someone. They've became very violent in it. And I kind of want to look at that tonight. Excuse me. I kind of want to look at that because, like I said, anger have touched all of us, but how we have chose to deal with it is the most important thing. And I kind of looked at something earlier today about anger. It says anger is an emotional characteristic towards someone or something you feel has deliberately been done to you or have done you wrong. Wow. That can happen and has happened, where you felt that you've been just wrongly been done and treated real wrong, or some say real raw about it. But with that, you have to, or I think you should, stop and try to see which is the best way to deal with this. Because now I'm angry, you've done me wrong, or I feel as though you've done me wrong. And some can take a moment and really look at it and not be so angry. But then there's others look at it and, like I said, take the roof off. And when that happens, there's some words, some choice words, or there is some violence that's gone through, where someone That's what did we see this past Sunday? Somebody decide they want to take a fist, or they would decide they want to take a gun, decide they want to do something very harmful to the person because they're that angry, because they felt as though they've been done unjust. And when that happens, I think sometimes, and people that are going through or having that anger moment feels it's okay, and that they have their own reasons. They feel that they can justify why they act the way they did, why they're angry. But people with their clothes in their right minds don't agree to that. They won't agree to the fact that you felt as though you could just go do anything because you were being treated wrong, or you were upset about something, and you go and react in an ungodly way. Nobody has to agree with you and say that was the right thing to do. No. So, we kind of want to look at what are some of the things that cause people to be angry. And I think there are some things that cause people to be angry, and when they are angry at someone, they don't realize that the scar that they leave. When you do something to somebody, be angry at somebody, and you lash out at them, you leave a scar within that other person. And the scar can be where it has happened in a friendship. Two people can get into some ugliness with friends, or being in a friendship, and some things some choice words can be said, some things can be done, and the person that's really angry lashes out at that other person. Well, that other person now is scarred because of some things that you've said or something that you've done to them. And that's hurting. And like I said, it can be in a friendship. It can be in a relationship, a love relationship. It can be in a work relationship. However, somebody's going to be scarred after it's all over with because of your anger, because of what you have done. So we have to try to hold back when it's something that you feel has been done to you. We need to take a step back and really look at it. Is it worth me lashing out to that person and hurting that person or saying something to that person? I had someone tell me one time, when they get angry, no telling what may come out their mouth. And all I could say within myself is, bow wow. That's a bow wow. Now, when it's like that, when a person don't know what's going to come out their mouth when they're angry, how do we look at that? Do we look at that and say, okay, if they don't know what's going to come out their mouth, the next thing could be, are they going to get physical? Are they going to become very irate and violent? And I think when a person knows that they don't know what's going to come out their mouths when they're angry, I think they probably need to take a step back and work on that. Work on that anger. Work on what really triggers them to go that deep, to not know what's going to come out of their mouth when they get angry. You know, anger is something else. Being angry, it not only hurts the other person, but it hurts you, because it brings on high blood pressure, sends that blood pressure way up. The stress level becomes out of the way. So, you know, being angry, it's not healthy. But then on the other hand, I saw where it said that anger is normal and healthy. It's a normal and healthy emotion or feelings. And I guess that can be okay, but I think if it's like that, then you have to, or you should, look at how you come out of that, or how you deal with that, because anger is something else. Even if it is healthy, even if you think it's healthy or you think it's normal, it's a normal emotion or a normal feeling. But I think it's what you do with that particular situation and how you handle the matter, and it being emotional, healthy, or whatever the feeling may be. Now, that's just my thought. I don't know. But, you know, if you're out there listening and you want to get in on this conversation with me, I would appreciate it. I'd love it. So I'm going to give you the request line, the call-in line. It's 310-910-9676, extension 1. Because I would love for us to bounce some things off here about it. Because right now we know the world is angry. And so, you know, because of the way things are going. But we have to realize and think, how do we deal with things that are not in our control, or things that are in our control, and how we deal with it, how we let it become being a part of us, being angry or not being angry, whether it's a good anger or a bad anger. So anger, you know, however you want to look at it. And also, when we lash out at someone, when we're angry, like I said, that's, the person is being scarred. They may say, I forgive you, but still they're scarred within inside themselves. And if a person apologizes, it's still a little scar there. And it's something that, you know, for some, that don't go away that easy. And then there are times when you can be angry, so angry, and it's something that you had never displayed before, and now something triggered you to show that other side of you that made you go deep, as I say, in the valley of anger. You probably have just lost your best friend, because they never saw that. You never showed that. But something triggered that to happen for you to show that. And, you know, we all get angry. I've been angry. But I try to watch what I say when I'm angry. But I don't let my anger get me to the point where I'm going to lash out like that, to where I'm going to say something so hurtful that I'm going to be embarrassed and that I'm going to be sorry that I said it. No. And because I try to put myself in someone else's shoes and how would they feel. I try to do that. So I try my best to watch what I say. But the most important thing is I try not to get angry. Now, I might get upset. And usually what upsets me is maybe a family member is not taking care of themselves like they're supposed to take care of themselves. Or I'm not seeing where they're not going to the doctor like they're supposed to, or, staying out so late till, especially the female, especially the women in my family, you out late going to Walmart somewhere and know that you should be home because it's dark. Now I'll get upset about that. Or, yes, we as parents get upset when you touch our children or say something about our kids, or you're trying to do something towards our kids. Yeah, we get angry about that, or we get upset about that. And I have to be honest. I'll get upset if you stepping on my child's toes that I don't think you need to be stepping on. Yeah, I'll get angry. But again, I try to watch what I say when, and I'm going to use this word, when I lash out about the situation. I still try to. Because, again, being angry is never a good thing. It's never a good thing. That's just my feeling. And I'm just talking to you tonight because, right now, that's one of the hottest topics, or one of the hottest conversations that's going on is about this, about one's being angry and the anger, And a lot of times, we become disappointed when someone that we looked up to show another side of them that we've never seen. We become disappointed. I want to say this. I want to say I'm sorry for this music that's going on, but this is coming from next door. And I know you probably hear it, but it's not in here. So, and as much as we try to close sound off, the door off, it's still, but I want to say I'm sorry for that. But like I said, we become disappointed when someone that we look up to, and it doesn't have to be anybody in the industry. It can just be somebody in our family. It could be a friend when you've looked up to that person. So, and something triggered them to become and act in a way that you've never seen. Now, we all have it. We all have that. But it takes something or someone to push that and to let us go deep down in that valley and pull it up, and we show that side that's never been. And then there's times that you can say, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. I can't keep, you keep, going here, you keep going there with this, and I've never said anything. I've just let it roll off my back. And then it comes that one time that it can't roll off my back anymore. I've got to say something. I've got to react. And that's okay too. But be careful in how you react. Because when you react in that wrong manner, in that wrong way, sometimes it's hard to get back that respect that you've always had, or people always had for you. It's hard to get it back. And then not only is it hard to get back, it's hard for you to let go with inside what you've done to mess up that respect. But you keep working on it. You keep working on it and working on not letting that valley come to you again. It'll work itself out. But it's going to always be in the back of your mind. And I won't say in the back, it'll always be in the front of your mind. Wow. I really did something there that I shouldn't have done. I really messed up. And now I've got to really work hard to gain back my credibility. I got to work hard at it. But I think, we all at one time have been angry. Now, how you chose to deal with it, I don't know. And if you're in that valley right now, going through something that you're really angry, and you want to lash out, you want to pick up the phone and call and tell that person, or wait until I see that person, I'm going to give them something that they should have gotten a long time ago. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you may go so deep when you see them, you might not be able to come out of it. You might not be able to come out of it. And when I say you may not be able to come out of it, because it may not go the way you want it to go. It may not. You might wind up being locked up behind bars. Or you might have really come at that person, and that person didn't really expect you to come at them like that. And even if they did, everything could have turned around. And both of you could have been in a position, or have put yourself in a position that's very ugly, and neither one of you can come out in the way that you would want it to come out. So stop and think about it. Stop and think about it. And even parents, when you get angry with your kids or your children, don't say anything right then. Because again, words hurt. Words hurt. And you can scar that child for life just by the words that you say. I would suggest that you take a time out and go in your room and take a deep breath. And then come out and talk to them about it. Because when you really upset, you wind up hurting them. And you hurt yourself in the long run. And then I find too sometimes that when we get upset and we lash out, it's really not what that person's done to you or that child has done. It's because you've been carrying it because somebody else has done something to you and you upset with somebody else. And now you want to take it out over here. That's not a good thing either. No. That's not a good thing. Not at all. So we have to really look at this anger, or even saying how we become angry. You know? And like I said, I've been angry. I get angry. And I find myself, I said, oh, wait until I'm going to say this. When I talk to them, I'm going to tell them this. I'm going to tell them that. But do you know what? I'm angry at that moment. And I've talked myself really out of saying what I said I was going to do when I talked to him on the phone. It didn't happen. I just let it roll off my back. And I became, okay. I'm just going to leave it alone. It'll work itself out. Because, like the Lord said, vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. So when I find that I dislike something, I remove myself from it. And I even do that if it's with people that I find, hey, you know what? This is not a good fit. It's not going to be a good fit. I don't particularly care about this or that. And I'm entitled to that. And they're entitled to be who they are and do what they do. I don't have to be connected to it. So I remove myself from it and say, okay, I can treat it with a long handle spoon. I can care at a distance or at afar. So I can still respect that person, but I can respect them at a distance. So, because if I don't, I might wind up getting angry about something that they might have said. So you know what? And especially if I know that this is the type of person that they are. So what I do, okay, I know this is the type of person that they are. And they could feel the same way about me. Oh, that's the type of person she is. So I tell you what, I can care for her at afar. Works both ways. It works both ways. But like I said, for me, I try to watch what I say when I'm upset about something. I really do. Because I care. I have compassion. So, therefore, I be careful. Now, I don't mind saying I'm sorry if I feel as though I'm wrong. I'll say it. Sometimes we have to stop and think. It might take us a day or so to really look at it. Now, let me say this. For me, if I'm in a situation and been discussed or going through a dislike about something with somebody, and I feel as though I'm right, they feel as though they're right, and I may say something, to say, no, I'm right about this. But then you know what? The next day, it may take me a day or so to really think about it. I'll think about the whole conversation, and I'll think about how I react in the conversation. I'm a big girl. I know how to say, you know what? I'm sorry. You were right. You were right. So when I am upset or angry about something, I pull myself back, look at it, and see, hey, G, you was wrong about that. Straighten that out. And I will, and I do. But I try not, and I won't say I try, I don't let my anger get me to the place where I'm going to really, 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 really latch out at you. And I'm not going to let my anger, be so that I'm going to lash out in public around a bunch of people. I'm not going to do that. I'll walk away and say, okay, I'm not feeling this. Let me just leave. Let me just go ahead on and get in my car and go about my business. Now that's the way I handle it. That's the way it works for me. But everybody has to handle their situation in a way that's best for them. But I hope that when you get angry, you don't lash out so till it becomes so hurtful to yourself and to the other individual. And if you know that you have that kind of temper, then work on it. Work on it. And I think, again, this is just me, I think what was displayed this past Sunday, everyone should look at their anger and say, hey, I know I get angry. Would I have done the same thing, react the same way? And if I felt as though I was going to react the same way, if you feel as though you was going to act the same way, then that's something you need to work on. And say, hey, no, I don't want to put myself in. Is that me? I don't want to put myself in that kind of position. I don't want to do that. And maybe Sunday, when things happened the way it did, and you looked at it, maybe you saw yourself. And if you did, maybe it'll make you say, hey, I can't do that. I can't put myself in that position no more. Let me work on my temper. Let me work on my anger. And if you know that you're a person that have that kind of anger built up inside of you, and you just don't care, you just go off wherever you are, you don't care if the babies is in the house, or you don't care who's around, you're just going to go ahead on and, as you say, do your thing. But I like to know how you feel after that. How do you really, really feel after that? Do you have any remorse? Do you feel, hey, I shouldn't have done that? How do you feel? I would really like to know. And I hope somebody call in. If not tonight, text me. Some of you do. You get a chance to text me later or the next day. Or you get a chance, and sometimes you call me and we talk about, what was said on the show. Because, this is anger is something to deal with. And if you see parents, if you see this light of darkness within your children or your child, that they have that type of temper or they can get that angry, they need to seek help. They need to seek help. And if you are dealing with it with your children or a child in school because they get so angry and they want to lash out at their schoolmate, or that's where that bullying come in because they're so angry they want to just bully somebody, seek help. And then again, I have to ask this question: have they seen it with inside the household? Sometimes they can see all that with inside the house or the surroundings. And if that's what's happening, check yourselves. Check yourself. And if you have to go through some anger with inside your household, don't do it in front of your kids. Go in your room, close the door, but keep it down low so they don't even hear it. But the most important thing is go get some help. Go get some help. Because not only do you bring harm to the person, but you bring harm to yourself. You really do. You really do. I want to send a hello to someone. I want to say hello to Charles Guidance. Charles Guidance is my physical therapist. I've been dealing with sciatica. I've heard a lot of people have had it. I know people have had it, but I had never until now. I'm telling you, it's had me to a place where I could barely walk. I was dealing with that and bursitis in the hip all at the same time. And so my doctor prescribed me to go to physical therapy. And I've been dealing with Charles Guidance for like almost 17 years because of my amputation and the whole bit. But I want to tell you, if you want a good therapist, physical, to go to a good place, go to Airport Marina Physical Therapy. Charles Guidance has the healing hands. He's anointed. I'm telling you, I am getting better. I have not had to have no shot at all. They tell you to have that shot in your spine. Oh, no, I'm not having that. Go to Airport Marina Physical Therapy. It's located at 426 West Manchester, Inglewood 90301. Again, Airport Marina Physical Therapy. Charles Guidance is the best. Check him out. Let me give you the phone number: 310-419-7600. Again, 310-419-7600. He takes insurance. Check him out. I'm telling you, I've seen him do marvelous things with other patients that have come in there that could hardly walk. And when he finished, and they go through the treatments, they go through the exercises, they go through the things that he has for you to do, I've seen them come out walking. And matter of fact, I had one of his clients on the show here because he was talking about prostate cancer that he had. And he mentioned, because he couldn't walk but he's walking, and he went to Charles Guidance. If you need an anointing and you need for your body to get back in alignment, go to Charles Guidance at Airport Marina Physical Therapy. Again, the address is 426 West Manchester Boulevard, Inglewood, 90301. Phone number 310-419-7600. Check him out. Check him out. Also, I want to say hello to Charles Douglas. Charles Douglas does a lot of things in the community with children. He teaches them fine arts. Well, it's Palef. That's the name of his foundation. Silver anniversary is coming up, and he's having a big fundraiser event with a lot of different attires and just all sorts of things. And that's going to be June 17th at 6 p.m. Please, if you want to support this foundation, Palef, because he does a lot of things for children. Like I said, he teaches them the fine arts, and check him out. But like I said, he has his anniversary coming up, and it's called Palef 2022 Silver Anniversary, and it's going to be at the Los Angeles River Center and Gardens, and that's in LA at 570 West Avenue 26, and the zip code is 90065. If you want to get a little more information, here, call 323-221-9944. Again, that's 323-221-9944. And the affair is going to be June 17th at 6 p.m. And they're going to have the theme is Juneteenth Black Liberation. So that's the theme for that evening. He gives some fantastic events, and again, it's all for the children. So that's again June the 17th. And it starts at 7 p.m. But if you want to go to the VIP reception, that's at 6 p.m. But give them a call, and you'll be hearing some more about this. Again, also, if anyone you know is looking for a part-time job, call me. I have something for you or for them. Call me at 323-990-2119. If you know anyone, even if you're looking for a part-time job, it's real easy. It's real simple. Call me at 323-990-2119. And you can tell them, if you want to give the number to someone, tell them to call Gigi, 323-990-2119. Again, I have part-time jobs that's available. Also, don't forget to support Jalen, All-American Amputee Foundation. You know, we're doing great things. And I got some good news too. Starting July, the second Saturday in July, which is going to be every month, I am now hosting my support group for amputees. But, you know, if you need to come to support group, it don't just have to be for amputees. Come on, because we're all dealing with something. And it's going to be over at St. Bridget's in that beautiful fellowship hall there, right there at Malton and Don Felipe. I'll be giving you some more information on that, but I'm excited about it because I've been looking forward to doing it, to starting back, I should say, because I was doing it on the phone due to the COVID, but now we're getting out. Come, because we do a lot of things. Not just sitting there talking about what happened, but trying to get you to bounce back into life and do some things. I have a golf clinic. I have a tennis clinic. I have a bowling clinic. So we do a lot of things. So you'll be hearing more about that because, like I said, it's starting the second Saturday in July. It's going to be each month from 10 to 1. But like I said, you'll hear, I'll give you some more information on that a little bit later. And again, you know, I'm always plugging Glenn Gamble for his detailing need, for your detailing needs. Go to Exclusive Auto Touch. website and check Mr. Gamble out. And his website is Eat Detailing. That's EATDETAILING.com. Check him out. Or either you can, that's the website, or you can call him 626-328-0435. Okay. Get that car all nice and shiny. And I talked to him earlier today. He was doing a ceramic coating on somebody's car. I said, wow, go ahead. Again, if you want to call in and get on this conversation before I leave out of here tonight, you can call 310-910-9676 extension 1, because I really would like to know your feelings on anger and how you think one should deal with it when they're going through anger or when they're angry about something. And I want to ask this, and do you think when a person is angry at something or someone, or like I said, about something, do they have time to pull themselves out of that valley and regroup and handle it totally different? Do you think they have time to do that? Or do you think they had time before they even allow themselves to get to that point of being that angry? Or do the trigger happens right then? Something is said so abruptly that it just makes you angry. I'd like to know. I think I'm gonna do some research on that, because I really, really, really like to know. Do they have time to? I'm gonna ask Rashid. Rashid, do you think a person have time when they get angry? Do they have time to step back out of that anger when they get angry? Do you think they have time to? What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Because most of the time when you're angry, you only start to reflect after the adrenaline has gone. When you're in that moment, when all you see is red, that's it at that point.
At that point, yeah. And it's nothing nobody can say to pull you out of that. It's, you just want to explode. You just want to do what you want to do because you're so angry, you know.
I mean, there's very few moments where someone has been able to walk you off that ledge when you're angry, and it has to be someone that like you truly and honestly trust from the bottom of your heart. Otherwise, there's going to be no avail. They're not going to hear anything you say until they've calmed down. And by that time, it could be too late. They may have done something that they ultimately will regret.
Yeah. And that's really sad, because after you've done it and you have, now you regret that you act that way, that you did that. Do you think that they learn from it? Rashid, do you think that they've learned from it after they've regretted? Do you think they've learned from it? Do you think that they will no longer let themselves get to that point?
I mean, depending on the person, that's a yes or no answer. It really just depends on the person, on whether or not they feel regret for it or they feel rectified.
Because sometimes, and I think I mentioned earlier, a lot of times they feel justified why they did it, you know, and they want you to agree that it's okay. But people don't agree to that kind of situation.
Some do, some don't. Again, it really depends on the person, and it depends on the people that are around you, whether or not they share the same belief as you. Because it's the same thing with the Chris Rock, Will Smith situation.
Yeah.
Everyone's 50-50. Some are on Will's side, and then some are on Chris's side. People are always going to be split when it comes to what's right and what's wrong, because hindsight is 2020, because you can say something in hindsight, but then it's like if you're in that moment yourself, you don't know what you're gonna do. You can say you're gonna do something, but then you could do something completely different.
Because until a person's walking in your shoes or that person's shoes, you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know. Everybody handles situations different. And you're right. There's a 50-50 when it comes to the Chris Rock and Will Smith. It's been a 50-50. And I've been hearing some things today where, some saying, hey, I'm going to still care for for Will Smith. I'm still, But we never know what a person is going through when they get to that point of being of acting out. We don't know what they've gone through. We don't know what they're dealing with. We really don't know. It could be, so you know what? All right, I'm just tired. Enough is enough now, and just lash out.
And they always say that those that are usually the most silent have the worst explodes of anger, because we've always known Will Smith to be just a gentle, loving and a caring person. We've always known that, but for the past couple of years, he's been the butt of jokes.
And his wife too.
Right. And he's been the butt of jokes mostly because of his wife.
Right.
And even when she had the Red Table Talk about her medical condition back in 2018, it was more support for her, mostly because for women, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. For women, their hair is their everything.
Yes.
It's their identity.
Yes.
And especially for black women, like their hair is just who they are. It's a part of them, and having to cope with losing that, some women can deal with it, some women can't.
You're right.
And it's like she may be still, even to this day, still processing, her hair loss.
She is, and I say that because I'm still processing it with mine, and it's been 17 years because mine came through cancer, which I chose. It was my choice to go ahead and cut it off. They told me it was going to come out, but I said, I didn't want to see it. But I still, I still go through some things with it.
Right. So, so I can see, why Will kind of just had that reaction. I'm not justifying what he did, because what he did was ultimately wrong.
Yes, it was.
And he himself has resigned from the from the
Oscars.
No, from the Actors Academy.
Oh, okay.
Not from the Oscars, no, but he's basically resigned himself from the Actors Assembly.
Oh, okay.
That basically revolves around the Oscars, Grammys,
okay.
just just general, award shows.
Yeah.
And whatever the Oscars deem appropriate punishment, they'll go from there.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, I think it was just a poorly timed joke that made the situation.
That was a straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
And I'll say this. I have had the pleasure of meeting Will Smith on 2 different occasions. Because I was working with Dean Devlin, Roland Emmerich. We did Independence Day, and Will Smith that was Independence Day. And we were at the MTV building at that time. Very nice, very humble person. Very nice. I've been in his presence, and I couldn't say anything bad about him. And then my second time being in his presence is when he was doing the Ali story, and we were on the Sony lot then, and because I knew Ali, Dean wanted to make sure that because of doing that time, that he was doing that and I would meet him. So I have nothing bad to say about him. What I'm going to do is pray for him and Jada. That's all I can do, and that's all we all can do. But before I go off the air, I just want to say this right quick. There was this question: is it okay to be angry? Yes. Are you angry from time to time? Yes. Can I be angry? Yes. Should I be angry? Yes. Should I stay angry? No. How can I deal with my anger? Go to James 1:19 through 20, and he'll tell you about anger. Read it, because it says be slow to speak, be slow to speak, and be slow to become angry. I'm just kind of paraphrasing it there, but go to it. And you know what? Next week, let's talk about how can we control our anger. Let's talk about it. It's that time. I want you all to have a good weekend. Watch it. Don't get angry. Watch it. And we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about steps to control your anger. Again, thank you for listening. And I hope that there was something said that you can look at, talk about, and work on. You know I love you. As I always say, peace, one love.